and good morning, everybody. This is Dr. Sarata Danki from Dublin. Thanks for attending today's webinar. I'll let the event start with Mr. David, Mayor of Dublin. He's been taking care of Dublin for the last 6 years. He's doing a wonderful job as Dublin Mayor, and we are honored to have him here today. And he wanted us to have this webinar because he cares about the citizens of Dublin, and he wants experts like COVID-19 and how and immunity and other aspects. Welcome, David. It's you now.
Dr. Adanki, thank you so much for that kind introduction. Indeed, I am Mayor David Halbert, Mayor of Dublin in California, the East Bay, not to be confused with Dublin in Ireland. We're in the East Bay, San Francisco Bay area. And I want to say that Dublin is a welcoming community that welcomes people from all over the world. We have a very multicultural community, and we all get along. And we are all, as well as the entire world, we're gripped in the COVID crisis that we have here. But we're doing quite well despite the level of infection in Dublin is at a very low rate per capita compared to other parts of California. And I hope that we will continue to crush the coronavirus curve and wipe out infections wherever possible. But we know that that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of also a lot of eating right, reducing stress, improving the immunity. And so I have brought in the experts here, invited in to help provide knowledge and expertise and insight to share with our community, and I understand broadcast around the world. So we're delighted and honored and pleased. I am just so happy to be here with Dr. Reddy, a world-renowned and very famous scientist, best known for his work in the dairy and cheese business. If you know him as the Cheese King, he's very famous, nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize and also in medicine, Nobel Medicine Peace Prize in 2012, but also recently this year. We will know the results later. I wish him best of luck in that process, but we're so honored to have him share his expertise with us. He has over 150 patents. So anybody with that many patents is pretty amazing. Also, he's written many scientific articles, over 100, and so very well respected among the scientific community. And also very special, he was born on the 4th of July. I won't say what year, but that's very special for us here, American Independence Day. We also have the moderator of the panel today, Dr. Sarat Adanki, a personal friend of mine and a resident of Dublin. And he's a software executive, a doctor of Ayurveda, and focused on wellness and cancer support care. A founder of Ayurway with branches in Pleasanton, which is here in the Bay Area, and Hyderabad. So also a very knowledgeable person, cares very much about helping people to stay well by boosting immunity, reducing stress, and helping us fight off the coronavirus. With that said, thank you for being here, gentlemen. I'm delighted to have you, and I give it back now to you, Dr. Adanki, to moderate the discussion. Thank you.
Thank you, David. That was a great introduction. Dr. Reddy, again, thanks a lot for your time. So I have a few questions here, and I also keep getting some more from the people, from the attendees, from the audience. What I would like to do is, let me start with the genesis. I would like to understand what is the genesis of any virus, and can you also please tell us how it infects human beings? And also, please let us know what is virus.
In the first place, I want to thank Honorable Mayor David Hubbard, and also Sharath, Dr. Sharath, and also Sridhar Talanki, who has been there. He listens to all my talks, okay? So he's welcome to this one. And then, and also I would like to thank all the participants, because it's very nice of Dr. Sharath to organize this, to bring the knowledge and then try to take the scare of this coronavirus. As Mayor put it, we're all interested in improving the health of the people. And then I want to take scare of this virus, because to give a little background, why I got interested in this, because I did my doctorate on the microbiology, specializing in viruses that infects the bacteria, which is pretty much similar. And then I was able to get some patents on it, and I worked on it. It has been my passion on that. So this is how the word got around, and everybody wanted me to give a talk. Okay, to answer that, first of all, let's talk about the philosophy of these viruses. As Dr. Sharath asked, the viruses, if you look at the classification, if you take the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom, in the animal kingdom we have human beings and animals. In the plant kingdom, you have trees, then you have the mold, then you have the yeast, and then you have the bacteria, and then you have at the end is the virus, tiny, tiny, tiny thing. Even bacteria, you got to magnify 1,000 times to see it like a small dot. This virus is 1,000 times smaller than that. You need an electron microscope. Okay. Now, the basic genesis here is this virus is not life. It's a dead piece. It has no life in it. That's what I want people to know. Everybody's calling it is like a dangerous element out there. He does not have life. It's with a genetic material in it. There's a message in his body, and that's about it. He's going around, okay? So now the basic question here is, Sharath, why virus is coming and infecting the human being, right? I mean, that's what is coming in, and then he get into our tissues, and then make its babies, and then keep going. So who is helping him to grow? Is the human cell, human being, right? So what is the relationship between the virus and the human being? So million years ago, perhaps few million years ago, some of these genetic materials of the human being could have been in those primitive life, okay? That is why it's a God-given gift for them to multiply using the human system, and human system is letting them do that, okay? Hope that answered your question on what are these viruses, why are they there? So this virus, it's like imagine like a tennis ball, tiny, tiny, tiny. It's about 10 to 20 microns in size, millimicrons. 10 to 20 millimicrons means it is 1 billionth of a meter. It's a tiny piece, very, very, very small. You can only see with electron microscope. And you imagine like a tennis ball. It has fuzz on it. A fuzz on it is made of 4 different proteins. S protein is a spike protein. You see that coronavirus, a very pretty looking stupid thing, okay? And it has the spike on it. It's S protein. It has an M protein, which is membrane protein. It's an E protein, it's envelope protein, and it also has N protein. There are 4 different proteins on it. And these proteins are supported by a fat layer, okay? A lipid layer, fat. This is what is holding this. So that's why inside that fat layer is the genetic material. There are about 10 to 20 genes in it, which is dictated by RNA. It's not DNA virus, it's an RNA virus with 10 to 20 genes, okay? And then it is enveloped by fat. That is why this virus is very easy to kill because of the fat. Even the soap, when you use the soap to wash the hands, the virus will die. It's a very small virus, and it's very easy to kill, and that gives you the genesis of this virus. So where did it start? They go back to the genesis of this thing. This particular genome started in Wuhan, China, okay? When I talk about special genome, it means this kind of thing never existed before, okay? It came from bats. In bats, it won't do any damage. And from bats, it went to the animals, from animals to humans. So it's called zoonotic. Zoonotic means an animal virus infecting the human being. That's what a zoonosis is. Okay.
Dr. Reddy, this is a great answer. How can we eliminate COVID-19 virus?
Okay, way to do that. Now that I gave you the statistics, okay, this is where I want the world to know what is happening here. How do we eliminate the COVID? Okay. In there, you got right now, we have all this, few ways we can do this. Number one is social distancing, okay? And then you got the, okay, hand gloves. Use the hand gloves, so that way, even if you're giving a shake hand to somebody, the virus is on the glove rather than onto your hand, okay? Just that's only physical measure to eliminate the virus. You add the nose masks again, the millimicron. Okay, the people are using the handkerchiefs and all of that. That's only will eliminate the sputum, unless you have the 10 to 20, or unless you have 30 nanometer pores. You're not going to stop this virus. People are thinking the N5 and all these, very hard to stop these. Okay, they're going to get through. They're so tiny. Okay, and once they land on you, it's going to get you. Okay. So, but at least some protection. That's what it is, okay? Then you go with social distancing. Social distancing is, that way you don't get others sputum onto you. And it's a physical barrier. That's what you're doing, And then hand washing. Remember I told you, it has a fat layer in it. So when you hand wash it, the soap will dissolve that fat layer, so the virus will die, okay? That's another way you're handling it. Another thing, Dr. Sarath, another thing is improving the immunity. See, what I gave you, so this immune system, if the immune system is strong, you don't have this problem, okay? So you have to work on improving your immune system, and also both the innate and also adaptive, both that police force and also your military force. The two different immune systems are there. You got to drum them up really, really well. And also this is where Honorable Mayor was talking about. He said, he was telling that, hey, we got to improve the immunity in our community. He's so right on that, okay? And then you also have proper gastrointestinal microbiota. Okay? See, in human system, Dr. Sarath, there are 100 trillion bacteria in our GI tract, in our intestinal tract, 100 trillion. Whereas our human cells, eukaryotic cells, only 10 trillion. So in other words, our life is run by bacteria in the GI tract. Okay, this is the biggest subject right now in the world. Almost all the diseases right now are linking back to the gastrointestinal tract. Aristotle, and then all the old timers, even Sushruta, they all said that 5,000 years ago, they told all the diseases stem from the GI tract, gastrointestinal tract. And that now in this modern science, people are realizing that's true, because in the interim, in 1600s, 1700s, until Antonio Leeuwenhoek came up with the microscope, we didn't even know about bacteria. Probiotics, the name came in 1960s. Believe me or not, okay? This is a recent science of these things. And then in 1907, and then the Nobel Prize was given on phagocytosis, very recent. Okay? At that time, they were thinking, hey, there's something in our gastrointestinal tract. If the bacteria are good, we're going to live long. Okay, this has been the science those days, but nobody believed it because the microbiological sciences are recent. Okay, this much knowledge was not there before. Okay, now that tells you the gastrointestinal tract immunity got to be good to answer your question, and then the last aspect of your question is, well, how am I going to improve immunity then? Okay, it's good. You told me to improve immunity, improve the gastrointestinal bacteria and everything, right? Well, how are you going to do that? Now, before how you do that, number one, you reduce the stress. Reduce the stress. Stress is the worst one. This is what, again, Honorable Mayor was talking about. Stress should not be there. What is happening in the population right now? Everybody is scared. Scared. This virus is going to come and kill me. That's not true. The virus is not as strong as you. You are stronger than virus. You are letting it happen, okay? So stress should not be there. Stress will increase your cortisol hormones in your body, okay? Because the hypothalamus calls for all these fear hormones. When they come in, these cortisone hormones will destroy your immune system. So when you are under stress, your immune system is gone. That is the end of that. Okay? See what I mean? Or even on the cold season, everybody think cold season is coming and they're stressed out and they get it. Okay? So if you think it's not going to happen to me, that's positive mental attitude. Positive mental attitude have a lot to do with this particular situation. Okay? This is where, Sarath, I always say education. What you're doing right now, educate people. Tell them what this virus. It's not some spooky thing. We have the science for this. Okay? And now it has been created like some kind of spooky character that's going to come and kill us. Absolutely not. Okay? We have weapons to kill him. Okay? So that's one second way to do that. Third way, and then you get a good night's sleep. Sleep is very important because during sleep process, as you know that as a doctor, you know that is the time our immune system builds up and we revitalize our tissues. Okay? Now if you're stressed out, if you're not sleeping good, sure thing, you're going to knock off that immune system and COVID will be waiting for you. Because COVID is in everywhere, okay? He is waiting for this kind of scared characters that staying up all night worrying about something. He's going to get it, okay? And second thing, for Western conditions, I've been recommending eat aged cheese, cheddar cheese, any cheddar cheese. Okay?
Thank you. I mean, this was a very detailed answer. Can you please tell us about how can we control COVID-19 while we are trying to get waiting for vaccines? How can we control this virus without any drugs?
That's a brilliant question. If you ask my opinion, this is an RNA virus. This RNA virus, when it gets into your cell, let's say two viruses came in same time, and they exchange the genes, and the new genome is forming. Even if you get the vaccine may not work because their mutation rate is quite high in this particular virus. So what I feel, what general public is thinking, hey, let's have a vaccine. That way I can go to the theater, I can go to the football games, I can sit with my buddy out there, no problem and all that, right? No, that is not 100% true either. Where I feel we need a herd immunity. Where it will happen, Sarath, remember I told you 80% of the people, 95% of the people, when they're exposed to that we are developing antibody. Okay, that antibody will protect you. Second thing, immune system. If your immune system is strong enough, you can override it. I'm also working on various other systems right now, which I can't disclose right now, but I'm going to come up with an answer to knock this permanently. Okay, it's not only your your vaccination and all of that. There's got to be a way to knock. This is the easiest virus to kill out of all. Okay, this is what people have to know. They're all thinking, you know, like one of the persons in one of the seminars came up with a brilliant name for this. This is he said the tea president, Gurram Srinivas Reddy. He put it very cleverly. He called it as a very weak virus, but very smart virus. Okay, it's a very weak one, but he's a very smart one. Because if we know his behavior, we can kill him. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Dr. Reddy, thank you. So, do you think it will mutate again and than what it is, and how do we handle it?
It will mutate. It will mutate. See, no matter how many times he mutates, my approach is don't go after the protein. See, the way you're going to get your vaccines is taking either their genetic material or you got to take the protein and get the antibodies to it, right? To that. My approach to this one is, even if he mutates, the fat layer is there. As long as I can bust it, is no good. Okay? Some of these viruses have protein layers. They're hard to handle. Okay? This particular one has, as long as a fat layer, don't go after protein, go after the fat to kill it. Okay? That's my approach.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Now we will open up for questions. Sridhar, can you please see what questions we have received and please ask Dr. Reddy. And anybody questions can send a chat message and Sridhar Talanki will take them up and
Thank you, Dr.
ask.
Sharath. Yeah. Dr. Reddy, thank you so much for giving the valuable information to the community. This is awesome, and I was looking forward for this meeting too. Few people from, especially in Colorado, even California, they're asking the questions about the travel related questions. Now the lockdown is very partial in Colorado, I mean anywhere in US, whereas the lockdown is very strictly adhered in India. Now some of the loved ones are passed away because of some reason they have to make a travel to India. So there are 15,000 people are waiting in the waiting list, but there are only 7 flights are going, which is kind of 1,200 seats are available. So between the immunity and emotion, I'm kind of combining the 2 questions here. So how to handle the emotion, stress level, as well as how to handle the immunity while traveling to India. If someone kind of lost the mother-in-law or somebody, they have to go or they should not travel, or they're putting themselves in the risk. I don't know. So what are your thoughts on that?
See, it's a philosophical question, Sridhar. It's an excellent question, because this is what every human being is going through. But let me tell you, any times you have a viral infections like this started like a endemic, and then turned out like an epidemic, and then turned into pandemic. Okay. Now, in this transition, what happens here? Any bacterial disease or any viral disease, people who understand the behavior of this virus, what it does to us, where does it come from, what do we have to do, what is doing in our body, etc. When once you understand, we have a little bit of education, you don't get scared. Because like you say, you're right, stress level is going up because you don't know, when am I going to get this disease? I mean, my wife is going to get it, my kid is going to get it, my friend is going to get it, my dad is going to get it. Oh, no. These are unanswered questions, okay? But this is the reason why, like you, Sharath, organizing this kind of webinars, I'm enjoying doing it, because I've been doing it for all over the nation now, okay? Even for international. Because the reason I'm doing it, to give a little bit of comfort to the people. It's not as bad as you're thinking, damn it. You can control this, okay? So even these people, they're stuck in it. To answer, you can answer better than I do, see that, okay? I don't know what to do, because for them, somebody has to educate them in a simple words. Now, in years ago, if I tell you, when I'm doing my doctorate, everybody asks me, what are you working on? And I say, I'm working on virus. What the hell is that? Now everybody, even our servants know where the corona, how it looks. See, there's so much knowledge came in. But the only thing they don't know is how the progression is. This is what Sharath was asking me to do. Okay, tell me the progression of this. How many people are getting infected? And this is only affecting the last 5%. And that to the age people. Okay, anybody from 80 to 90, 80% of them are hurt. Okay, 70 to 80, about 12.5% of people hurt. And then anybody between 60 to 70, 7.5%. Anything below that, all the younger crowd, only way they're getting it if you have a comorbid disease. Okay, that means either they have a high blood sugars, diabetes, or a heart problem, or some other immune deficiency. This is what is happening. Okay, even in Italy, see that I wrote an article on Italy. Italy, you had the first time 32,000 people died, and out of all the people who are on immunodeficiency drugs, they survived. Okay, because that means that your own immune system is killing you. So when you suppress your immune system in certain individuals, they're alive. That's the treatment modality. Okay, so only thing I can answer to you is take the fear out of those people. Okay, even if those 7 airplanes are only going to take the rest of them, they're going to the isolation and all those nice things that they have to do. Okay, go through the process, but don't get scared. It's not going to kill you. I can guarantee you that. It is not as dangerous as people projected, period. Okay, this whole mess started, we took the Chinese model and then went into isolations. Okay, Chinese did this. Before that, nobody did that. There's, for last 1910 or something like that, for last 110 years, we did not have this heavy pandemic, okay, where the isolations and everything were. I think this is what happened, in my opinion.
Thank you.
But that doesn't mean we ignore social distancing, putting the masks and all that. That's to eliminate. It's a precautionary measure. Okay? Underneath all of that, see that? Immune system has to be built in. Eat a lot of yogurt, okay? Homemade yogurt.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Question. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Sharath, sir.
Yeah. We have one question here about the effect of heat. So, what do you think? Will that have any effect on this virus, or it won't be any? The heat will not be effective in killing it.
Well, this is this virus, because of the fat particle, I think it may be heat sensitive, but I haven't seen the thermal studies on it, you know. Like if you have a protein coat on it, the heat will not disturb them. This particular one may be heat sensitive, but when the cooking, if you cook it right, don't eat medium rare steaks and all that, where the blood is coming out of that and all that. If you cook your food right, that cooking heat will kill it. Plus, Indian food, for example, take Indian food as a spices, herbs. You're a herbal specialist. Herbs are antiviral. Curries, what you got in the curry is all antiviral. Okay, you eat a lot of curry, eat a lot of yogurt, and sleep good, you'll be fine. Okay, so my suggestion to that is, you know, I hope I answered that question to you. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Any other questions, Sridhar?
Yeah, there's 4 more questions are there.
Huh?
Sorry.
four-
Can you repeat, Dr. Reddy? Sorry.
Yeah.
Question?
Yeah, there's a question again from that in the last seminar, one of the member is asking that the last webinar you talk about one of the role of the probiotics. I know you slightly mentioned about the yogurt and everything in building the immunity. Is it possible to give a little bit more light on the probiotics, and for the people, if you cannot make the homemade yogurt, is there any other way, any capsules or any other form of we can consume to build our immunity in the form of for?
Sure. I can answer that. That's a two-part question. Okay. That tells you I'm listening carefully, Sridhar. That's a two-part question. First part, let me tell you. What are probiotics? A lot of people see on the television, probiotics. What the hell are these probiotics? See, in the 3 billion years ago, when the life started on this earth, okay, it goes back to that. The human being evolved, and then in the human being, in our gastrointestinal tract, some bacteria made home there, in our gastrointestinal. What are bacteria doing in your own intestines? Okay, like if we go eat a little salmonella, you get diarrhea and all kinds of problems, right? But how come we have that many bacteria? They don't cause any problem. Okay, this is the question. These are probiotics. These are God-given gift to the human race. Okay, these organisms are very therapeutic. They are the ones that are controlling your immune system. I hope I answered the question. They're all forgetting immune system. They're all thinking immune system is starting somewhere. Immune system is totally controlled by the gastrointestinal flora through lymphatic system. It's in the Peyer's patches in the gastrointestinal tract. Okay, that's about the probiotics. Where does these probiotics come from? They came from the plants. They made home in the human being. Okay, every human being has their own set of bacteria. If that bacteria is disturbed, if the probiotic in your gastrointestinal is disturbed, it's called dysbiosis. That is the one causing Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's, on and on and on. All these autoimmune diseases are linked to the gastrointestinal tract now. So the future, even cancer, is related to that. The future is going to be in that arena. So the next question, to answer your question, homemade yogurt. And all Indians, they make yogurt at home. Years ago, I used to tell my wife, I don't eat any homemade yogurt. I don't want, it's a contamination because of microbiologists. Now I'm telling that's the way to go, because let little contamination be there. It doesn't matter. The thing is, commercial is done in 3 hours, whereas in the homemade yogurt, you're letting it go all night. When you go all night, you're producing immunomodulants. Those are the ones that is conferring your immunity along with the bacteria. Okay, that's why I'm telling people incubate it longer. Incubate it longer. My wife has a procedure. She developed a beautiful procedure. I'm learning from her how to make this. Okay, so homemade yogurt is the way to go. And second thing, Sridhar, as I explained earlier, you can go take the probiotic capsules too, but they're not that effective in my opinion, because they've been there sitting in the shelf for a long time. In yogurt, when you make it, organism is fresh, very fresh. Bacteria is fresh. They can implant better in your GI tract. And so does in the aged cheeses, because those aged cheeses are loaded with the natural probiotics. Okay, I hope I answered that question.
Yes, definitely.
Right. And there's a question from David. Go ahead, Sridhar.
No, there's a question from Honorable Mayor that he's asking, does turmeric work to kill coronavirus?
The answer to that, David, is the turmeric will, the way it's very hard to tell exactly how this does it, but a lot of these, the turmeric, clove, and also even CBD and all these things, all these the herbs are highly very effective antioxidants. Okay, they will kill some of these viruses, but we have not studied on the coronavirus, okay, because this particular virus is brand new, Dave. It is not exposed yet for further studies. But if I had to take my educated guess, yes, it does, because it could be a combination of the herbs that'll do it. Second thing too, remember this disease. In this disease, the biggest problem is having reactive species in the lungs. That's what is poking the lungs into the honeycomb appearance. Okay, a lot of turmeric is a highly antiseptic as well as antiviral, and also it also promotes angiogenesis. Okay, it promotes the blood cell growth and everything, and also neuron stimulants. Okay, a lot of these herbs are. So to answer your question, Dave, yes, it does. Okay. Next.
Sridhar, go ahead.
Yeah, three more questions came. One is the herd immunity or group immunity. Now everybody is talking about herd immunity and how to achieve that one, herd immunity where you're living.
Herd immunity, you don't work on herd immunity. It comes on by itself, okay? Number one factor. Herd immunity, remember I gave you 80% of the people? I mean, one thing, they're all making a mistake. Oh, I have a nose mask on and I have a glove on. I'm using soap and everything. Well and good. But with all of that, you got to be very careful, because these viruses are sneaky. They can get through. They can transmit through air. Okay. Right now, they're all playing low key because they only reveal and scare the people. Okay. So at the end of the day, herd immunity means 80% of the people will have some antibody in them or some defenses in them. Okay. Even if they don't have it, they have the proper immune system to fight it. So once it kills the virus in your own respiratory system, the viral particles left over there, all the dead particles or the inactivated virus particles, they act as antigens. They act as vaccines to produce antibody in your own body. Okay, that's a beautiful system. That's a God-created system. Okay, if there's a coronavirus in you, if I kill the coronavirus in your body, that dead body is a vaccine. Okay, your body will react and produce antibody to it. That's what is herd immunity.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, you don't work on herd immunity.
It happens, yeah. The next question is is there any specific suggestions for folks who take regular medication that impacts the immune system levels? I know your energy levels, sir, doctor, are inspiring, sir. So is there any specific suggestion for the folks who are taking some regular medication that impacts the immune system levels?
Yeah, that is a brilliant question. Okay, I wrote an article on this thing. and it's going to be published in June in the medical journal. I wrote about this. This is what happened in Italy. What they found in Italy is either, whoever asked the question, so you can pay attention to this. See, when you have an organ transplant or some other issue in your body, they have to give immune suppressants. If you don't give the immune suppressant, your own immune system will kill you, because that organ is brand new in your body, so your immune system doesn't accept it. So they got to simmer the immune system. They give the immune suppressant drugs. The question has always been, if you're taking the immune suppressant drugs to start out, then doesn't COVID kill you? Question, right? That's not true. What has happened here, the people who are taking the immune suppressant drugs, they survived better in Italy, okay? Then why is that? Because COVID disease, ultimately it's killing you because your own immune system is killing you, overactive immune system. So the mode of treatment is to suppress your immune system under those circumstances, okay? It is not a universal say-so, but if you are taking the immune suppressant drugs, specifically to reduce T effector cells and then B cells, okay? This is what they're suppressing it. But at the same time, T regulatory cell, as long as it's active, you're fine, okay? It's a little complicated, but if I had to take you into the molecular biology, it may take another 8 hours, okay? But I did write an article on it because somebody asked me to write that. First question I got from Anschutz, they said, how the hell, what happens to these immune suppressant individuals and what do we do with them? Immune suppressant individual is different. Naturally, if he has innate immunity is low, adaptive immunity is low, it's a tough proposition, very hard to protect them. But immune suppressant drug is a different issue because you're working on specifically on the T effector cells and B cells, not on the T regulatory cell. Okay, so you're fine with that. So you're working with the innate immune system and also T regulatory cell, and with the probiotic does a good job on it. Okay, good. You need probiotics.
Thank you, Anand. Thank you, Dr. Reddy. And there's another question from Pragna. 2 questions actually. Do you use any particular milk and any particular culture to make yogurt to be effective probiotic? And the second question is it true that COVID-19 is airborne as well? If it is airborne, what are the precautions we need to take?
Okay, now this is again 2-part question. The part 1 is what kind of probiotics we take. Again, Sharath asked me to enlighten the probiotics, but that is a class by itself. Probiotic is not one bacteria. Probiotics are hundreds and hundreds of bacteria there. It could be Lactobacillus rhamnosus, Lactobacillus bulgaricus, on and on and on. Streptococcus thermophilus, Streptococcus faecalis, Streptococcus lactis, Cremoris, on and on and on. And their variants, Propionibacterium, these are all probiotics, okay? They all have specific function, okay? Now, in yogurt, okay, now my wife designed a system. She's promoting the probiotics and also the regular yogurt organism, you know. That is the procedure she designed it. I'm enjoying eating that thing because I'm not only getting the probiotic and also eating nice yogurt, okay? That's one way to do. There are a lot of strains in it and that's a procedure by itself, okay? When generally in your homemade yogurt, whatever culture you've been transferring that has been contaminated a little bit, so wild strains are there, they should be good enough for you. Okay. The second question, what you're asking, what is your second question?
Is it airborne?
What kind of bacteria? Airborne, good. Very good.
Is it true that COVID-19 is airborne as well?
Okay. Now, a lot of people are telling COVID-19 is not airborne. And they're also telling COVID-19 will die in 3 days. COVID-19 is just a very highly susceptible virus. Now, if I had to take my educated guess, okay, where did it start? It started in Wuhan, China, right? And then March 11th, it was declared as pandemic by WHO, right? Right, March. The talk started in February. In February, they were calling it like an infectious disease. It's an endemic and an epidemic. Then by March, it was declared by WHO as pandemic. Okay, now guess what? number of deaths. I wrote articles on it. My own articles look sick right now. I wrote in the month of January. At that time, the number of deaths was so low in America. Now, if I look at it today, just now I looked at it. 4 million people are infected. Out of that, 300,000 people died all over the world, right? 300,000 compared to 7 billion is not much. I mean, you look at it that way. But see how fast it went into 210 countries, okay? It is going, the airplanes, it's the people. It's not only people touching each other. It is spreading elsewhere. And if I had to take my educated guess, it's also airborne. Because you can ask me, how do I know this? In dairy business, if I trace dairy bacteriophage virus and Monday, by Wednesday, it'll show up in California, okay? Right? Either to the air movements or something like that. But those are DNA viruses, okay? They were coming to the herd, a very sturdy virus, okay? They were coming in. So the rate of transmission, you can easily say it's about 1,000 miles a day is making it, okay? It has to come from the air currents and all that. Hard to understand nature. You just can't pinpoint and then it is not airborne, okay? I don't believe in that because you don't know. We don't know. Now, right now, it started, Sridhar, one meeting, 3 feet away from a person. Then it's 6 feet. The latest article says 21 feet. Somebody's telling a lot more than that, okay? So take it for granted, it's in the air, okay? And work around it.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. There's one more question from Dr. The Ashish Umrani. He's asking, in case if someone gets sick with this COVID-19 virus, then what is the option to avoid the cytokine storm? I don't know what is cytokine. So he says that in case someone gets sick with this virus, then what is the option to avoid the cytokine storm?
Okay, I answered that earlier, but now I'll tell you about the cytokine storm. Cytokine storm means, what it means is, it's a good question too. Cytokine storm is, the virus comes into your body, first line of defense is the macrophage. Macrophage is the innate immunity. Okay, macrophage comes in, and then right behind comes the neutrophil. Okay, now if the danger is there, the cells are dying, virus is killing, immediately the message goes. That's called interleukins. Cytokines are nothing but interleukins. The cytokine is a messenger. He goes right to the lymphatic system and tell them there's a big danger going on there, and then please come over and help us for T cells. So excess production of these interleukins, these cytokines, excess production of them does a lot more damage. This is what causes the autoimmunity, really. Okay, to reduce the cytokine rush, it's only going to happen in small percentage of the people. Okay, in those the 40% of in the 5% of the people. To reduce the cytokine rush, there's nothing you can do because it is where your immune system is reacting. To start out, if you had a proper, one thing I can tell you right now, whoever asked the question, I can tell you right now, work on your gastrointestinal microflora, okay? Strengthen your gastrointestinal bacteria. Those are the answers to reduce the cytokine rush because they produce IL-10, interleukin 10. Interleukin 10 knows how to reduce that cytokine rush, okay? So, and also the T regulatory cells, okay? They're all linked with the bacteria.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. Is it okay to take 2 more questions? I mean, before we conclude, the 2 more questions are there.
You can throw 1,000 too.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there's a question from Badri. He's asking, is there any possibility of reinfecting after initial infection and cure? Is there any possibility of reinfecting?
Question. Okay. Yeah. After the first one, Badri, in all probability, if I had to take an educated guess, I don't think it will happen first year, 6 months to a year. I don't think it will happen. But we don't know this virus that well. But if its genome changes, like for example, you develop the antibody for it, and then if its genome changes, then maybe a probability. But I can tell you that in 95% of the people, first time when they can react to this, when they can go through this thing, I don't think it will happen again. I don't think it will, because you're able to survive because your immune system is good. Okay? and then you have the antibodies. These antibodies may not work, but yet you can develop another set of antibodies. Make sense?
Thank you, Dr. Reddy. So,
Hey,
another
my
question.
wife is listening here. I got to be very careful. Okay.
Yes.
She's
Thank you. So, Dr. Reddy, another question from Naren is: natural phytochemicals from the herbs, such as ashwagandha, gilroy, and tulsi combined could help in fighting the virus?
I think they will. I think they will, because but the thing is with herbs are antioxidants. Okay, herb has a different function than the immune system. The herb, what it does, see, like you have any infection in the body, for example, then you got this example, cytokine rush. What happens? Neutrophils come in. Neutrophils immediately generate oxygen species, reactive oxygen species. They cause oxidation. Oxidation is the worst damage you can have. Whereas these herb help is to prevent the oxidation. They're antioxidants. Okay. While doing that, they will reduce the damage for you, and then also some effect they will stop the virus. They will inhibit the virus. They're antiviral. Okay. Which specific herb did it? Is it a combination doing it? I don't know, because this is brand new virus. We don't have the whole story on it, but definitely they will help. Combination is better, because Ayurveda believes, Sarath could understand this better. In Ayurveda believes in giving multiple herbs, okay, to counteract the side effects of each herb. Okay, so multiple herb has always been the choice for the Ayurvedic medicines. Okay, I hope I answered that.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much, doctor. The last question, before we conclude, is the question from Rajgopal. He's asking that hospitals acquired infections were also causes of deaths in years. So why people are not talking on drugs instead of talking vaccines?
Well, Rajgopal, I tell you one thing. That is a highly political issue. If I'm in the vaccine business, I would like to be number one to throw a vaccine at it. In my opinion, they have to come up with a drug. They're working on the drugs. They're working on the drugs and everything. These drugs also have the side effects to handle the viruses. Okay, there are systems we are working on, Rajgopal. I'm going to come up with a system. You just wait. In another month, I'll announce it. Okay, I think I got a way how to knock this permanently. Okay, because I'm not scared of the viruses at all.
Yeah. So one more question.
I hope I answered, Rajgopal. I answered your question. Like communicable is, see there. Let me explain one more thing. Hospital-acquired infections, we are only assigning all these days to C. diff, MRSA, methicillin-resistant Staph aureus, MRSA, and C. diff, and also some of the Klebsiella organisms. Now, I'm going to join these viruses also as hospital-associated, because we are picking them up from hospitals. Okay? Now, that's what they said. If you're not feeling good, if you're okay, don't go to hospital. He's going to give it to you. Okay? Hospital is loaded with these viruses. So I think the hospital, I'm going to join, Rajgopal, for your benefit, I'm going to join this all these RNA viruses and this coronaviruses as part of the hospital-acquired infections.
Thank you, doctor. There's one more question from from Nalini K. What special precautions can people with comorbid conditions like heart disease or diabetes take? They should take.
That's a tough one to answer, because a lot of times when you have these diseases, the chronic diseases, they put you on the drugs. Okay, when you take these drugs, there are a lot of side effects. Okay, some of these drugs may be inducing, suppressing your immune systems. Okay, so this is a drug side effects. And then that is so, and then there's nothing they can do. If they don't take the drug, there's the problem. If you take the drug, you have another problem. My sincere suggestion on that is, a lot of these drugs, even the chemotherapeutic drugs, all these things are attacking the probiotics in the gastrointestinal tract. Microbiota is altered. Microbiota is altered. So in those things, you take a proper probiotic, take care of your gastrointestinal health. That's number one. And then that automatically sets you up nicely. Okay. Other than that, and then you got to take the precautions, like you don't want to get the virus into your body and all those. It's done that regular menu, like nose mask, gloves, okay, and then what else we have? Hand washing and all these nice things. Okay, they're there. That is common sense right now. Okay, but the best thing I can recommend is no fear, and also take care of the gastrointestinal health. That's what is stemming right now. Everybody is going towards that arena right now. That is going to be the future. 50 years from today, that's all we'll be working on. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, that's yeah, very good, doctor. You answered all these questions, and you pretty much lifted the fear out of us, and we know what to do and what to eat and where to pick the aged cheese. Thank you very much. Now I'll for the conclusion, I'll pass it on to David, Mayor of Dublin.
Oh,
David?
Thank you, Surat. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Reddy, for sharing with us your wisdom, your knowledge, your experience, your expertise. Obviously, very well deserved your accolades and the accomplishments that you've made. We wish you best of luck in the Nobel Prize awards later this year, and wish you the best of luck in finding, in a month or so, as you go to release your system for fighting the fatty layer around this coronavirus subatomic particle that you've described. I think I'm really hungry now. I have to go eat some Indian food and some yogurt. I'm really glad that you did this. And to everybody watching, to share this knowledge with your friends, to make sure that we understand that this is a very weak virus, but a smart virus that we must outsmart, that we must build immunity through the ways that Dr. Reddy shared with us, that we must continue. Of course, in Dublin here, we know we must continue. It's the rule of law that we continue to social distance, we continue to stay at home until the local doctors tell us more information. We cannot be scared, but we must be smart. And I want to say thank you to everybody watching. Let's spread the word. Lastly, to Dr. Adanki for putting this on. And also, I have to recognize, I didn't do it earlier, but my good friend, and maybe he's still on the call, I don't know, Kenny Zhou from Elliston Winery, locally here in Sunol, a big supporter of Ayurway and a host for many events. And I know that Surat, you wanted me to say a word about Kenny Zhou and Elliston, that locally here, when we can go back to the wineries and the beautiful historic buildings here in Sunol, California, that we would continue to honor him for hosting Ayurway. So thank you for inviting him, and Kenny, great job. Thank you for all you do for our community. But with that said, I want to say, as the mayor of Dublin, California, thank you, Dr. Reddy, Dr. Surat Adanki, and everyone for participating. Great questions, great answers. Thank you again.
Honorable
Thank you
Mayor,
very
there's one more person behind Dr. Reddy is Mrs. Shama Reddy. So we want to thank her.
Oh, yes.
Come on, she's coming on. She's coming on, Dave.
Yeah, we want to see the formula, the recipe for the yogurt.
Geez, you are so good. You learned everything.
Nice to meet you.
She's the one she's a nutritionist. She's a
Wow, wonderful.
graduate in Iowa State University, and she knows what she's doing. And she tried to run my life, okay?
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Nice.
Thank you.
Excellent. I'm very sir. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Reddy.
Yeah, and Sham, thank you very much. Shamareddy.
Thank you. Done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.